Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Crown and today we are going to have some more stories that I hope that you will enjoy. But before we start, it will be so much appreciated if you would subscribe to the channel, like the video if you enjoyed it, and maybe leave a comment down below. These simple clicks would mean a lot to the future of this channel and really reward the effort that I put in every day. And now, without further ado, let's go! Well, this is insane. 5 days. It took 5 days for everything going from happy and lucky to what the hell is this? I got woken up by screaming, which sadly happened a lot more than it should have. When I left my room to see what was happening, I saw Levi and asked what was going on. He just hushed me and told me to watch. I looked down and saw my boss, my uncle-in-law, Oz, my husband, Mike, my boss' oldest son. In the middle of a living room was my boss's oldest daughter, Penelope. She was crying, begging her father to forgive, and my boss just told her to get out. Penelope hates my guts. I don't know why she hates me, she just hates me. And Penelope believes that I'm the reason why her father hates her, even though it was her doing. The only reason why her dad disowns her is because he found out that Penelope is the reason why I was close to death. She already broke into this house and assaulted me, and now she's doing this nonsense. Every time she tried to apologize, he only said get out. I asked Levi what was happening and he told me that Penelope broke in. What was these intoxicated psychopaths breaking into my house? Then all of a sudden Penelope spun a knife threatening to kill herself with it if her father wouldn't forgive her. It scared all of us except my boss. All he said, "If you're going to do it, please do it in the kitchen." Do you know how hard it is to get blood out of a cream carpet? Penelope asked my boss if he thought that she was joking and he said, "That threat doesn't work on me anymore. Go ahead, I don't care." Then Penelope put the nerve up to her throat and told her dad that she will kill herself and her unborn child, his grandchild. The boss told Penelope that she's not his daughter, so he doesn't care about her or the kid she's carrying. Then she started crying even harder, asking what she did to make her father hate her so much. And Mike just snapped, "Are you serious? This whole entire situation is why my dad hates you. What sane person would do this? He hates you because all of the nonsense you put him through. What you put this whole entire family through. What you put Elise through. That would be me. You're a light-skinned version of mom, that's why he hates you." And to my surprise, she admitted to it. She admitted to all the wrong she did in her life and that she was sorry. And Penelope doesn't know what's wrong with her and she wants her daddy back. My boss, being serious at the time, told Penelope that he felt her. That maybe if he stood to his wife a long time ago, Penelope wouldn't turn out the way she did. And he would forgive her for what she did back then. But her actions now, her actions as an adult, it's something he can never forgive her for. She did this to herself and that everything is wrong in her life is all on her. And it pains him that they share blood. All the love he had for her is now gone and has been replaced with hatred. That every time he sees her, every time her name gets brought up, nothing but hatred fills his heart. Penelope just kept crying and saying that it is all her fault and that she will do anything to make her father forgive her. Then my boss said, "You can start by getting the hell out of my house." And Penelope started crying even more. Then things hit the fan. Penelope looked up and saw me and became super angry. She grabbed a knife and tried to charge up the stairs to get at me, screaming that it was all my fault. It happened so fast that the only person who was able to grab her was my boss, but the way he grabbed Penelope didn't stop her arm from going backwards, making the knife collide with his face. His scream was the most terrifying things I've ever heard. Everyone rushed to help my boss into the kitchen. Oz and Mike were trying to stop the bleeding, and Levi was on the phone with the paramedics. I didn't do anything because I froze. Penelope was crying, saying how sorry she was and that she didn't mean to hurt him. Then all of a sudden, Michael punched her in the face, then went back to his dad. Fast forward a little, Penelope got arrested and my boss went to the hospital. The scar is so bad. Put your finger on the corner of your left eyebrow, drag it down your eye across your nose, and stop at the right cheek. That's how bad this scar is. The boss can't look himself in the mirror. He can't see out of his left eye. Our 13-year-old is too scared to look at him. The twins think the scar is cool. The 5-year-old boy isn't affected by it, and the 2-year-old is confused. Thank God they were with grandma when all of this crap went down. Purse was a chemo, my boss isn't taking this well. Penelope's owning what she did, surprisingly. I guess she realizes she can't run forever. But wait, there is more. Enter Penelope's grandmother, her mom's mom, and her uncle. Do you all remember Patricia? The lady who birthed my boss's ex-wife. The one who got mad at me when I told her that I think my boss was attractive. I think he's gross now. Yeah. Fast forward, we decided to go have fun to try to get our minds off of the Penelope situation. We went out to dinner with Zeke and his daughter, Sophie. It was really fun. Sophie's still the same jerk that I knew back in high school. My twins and Zeke's twins were having bread wars, and Mike was openly flirting with Zeke. To a point where my boss had to tell him to stop because he's his uncle. They are not actually related. I have to add something in here to ease the tension because it gets worse. So when we were at the table, my boss got a call from a cop friend we knew, saying that we need to come home because his ex-mother-in-law and brother-in-law broke in and destroyed so much of our stuff. So we rushed home and it looked so weird. Firefighters and police officers were everywhere. Patricia and her jerk of a son broke into our house and destroyed not only my and my boss's things, but also our children's things as well. This psychopathic witch broke into our house, dragged our things out on the lawn, and set it on fire. And if they couldn't drag it outside, it would be destroyed inside. When my 13-year-old tried to go inside the house, they got stopped by the fireman and he was like, "Screw you," and dashed past them into the house and followed by the twins. They let us in to get our children and by God it was a mess. They destroyed everything in my house. The kitchen, the boss's office, the kids' room. If it didn't get covered in bleach, it would set on fire. It was heartbreaking walking through that place, but it got worse when I went to Ethan's room. My 13-year-old. It was like a tornado went through that place. All his plants were destroyed. All of them. And the soul-crushing part with Ethan staring at his fish tank that his frogs used to be in, and it was demolished. It was lying on the ground, broken glass everywhere, and dead frogs. He loved those plants just as much as his frogs. He was like Bruno but with frogs. He went everywhere with his frogs. Ethan didn't react. I know, I realized it was a delayed reaction. All I heard was screaming from the hall because the twins' room was destroyed as well. All of my baby things are gone. Some of those things were custom made by my Oma. They destroyed everything. Why did they do it? Because of Penelope. She didn't put them up to it or anything, they just decided to do because they felt like the family betrayed her, so they decided it was a good idea to just destroy our belongings to get revenge. Yes, getting revenge by hurting her other grandchildren. So we ended up staying with Zeke. He had a room for all of us. It's close to my boss's work and the kids' school is online, so yeah. That's where we've been staying since all the stuff went down. This has been awful, but the one who has really been affected has been the kids. Ethan realized what happened and it was awful. That was the worst meltdown I have ever seen him go through. The twins have been losing their minds. They didn't know what to do in this situation but to rage. One of them punched a tree so hard that he hurt his hand. They are constantly jumpy and pacing to a point where it got on my 5-year-old nerves and he yelled at them to sit down. One of them ended up snapping on him, screaming how he could be so calm in this situation, and my 5-year-old said the most saddest, "I'm just used to it." However, I didn't notice my boss wasn't handling the situation well. I was so wrapped up in trying to keep the kids calm that I didn't notice he wasn't eating or sleeping. Only know about it because Oz, Mike, Sophie tried to have an intervention with my boss, but he told them all to go screw themselves. So I was the last resort. I went to my boss's room and he was surrounded by paperwork on his computer, just working himself to the bone. I asked if he was okay, but he didn't answer me. I tried to ask him again, but he yelled at me and told me to leave him alone. I thought, okay, new idea. I have never used mama mode on this man before more than I have in that moment. I got this laptop and told him that I wouldn't give it back until he goes to take care of himself. I did not back down. I was willing to throw hands with a 48-year-old cancer patient. He was adamant that he would take care of himself when everything gets settled, but I embarrassed him by saying, "Do you remember the time when you got so drunk that you used to piss and vomit on yourself and I ended up having to hose you down? I will do it again. I'm used to bathing old people. I used to get paid for that stuff. I will do it for free." We ended up having a staring competition and I guess he realized I was serious and he ended up behaving. He finally gave up and it was kinda sad. I made him food and he opened up to me. My boss started crying. He was tired. Every time we tried to build something to make ourselves happy, someone would always tear it down. And he admitted to me that he was drinking again. The thing with Penelope and her basket of a family and his brother being arrested, my boss just lost himself and started mixing his medication with his alcohol. He was sorry that he relapsed, that he has disappointed himself and me, and that he was sorry for being a screw-up. I said, "Are you mentally healthy?" "Nah, but here you are anyway." He laughed at it. We talked some more and cried and my boss ended up going to sleep. That was the first time he slept in days. He woke up around 12 p.m. for food and went back to sleep. It's 6 here. Yeah, that's where we are at the moment and I'm actually surprisingly calm about this. Way too calm. Everyone is doing their part and we are doing what we can do at the moment, except for Mike. He's flaunting over Zeke. That man is in heaven. But do you all want a crazy rich family? They like the Gallaghers but rich? Just leave the husband and the 5-year-old and you all can take them. This has been the most stressful week of my life and I used to live with my dad. Hey guys, it's Crown. Hope you're doing well. I started a brand new channel called That One Story. It'll mostly include stories coming from different subreddits, but will definitely include some entitled people getting their comeuppance. I'll leave the link in the description below, so please subscribe to the channel to listen to the latest stories, cause I'll make sure to post videos on a daily basis. Thank you and have a great day. I just had the most satisfying experience as the owner of my ex-husband's phone. After recently learning that I'm the owner of my ex-husband's phone, I shut it off and reported it as stolen. My ex-husband just called me from an unknown number inside of the cell phone service store, stating that he understands what I was talking about and he said he would be willing to pay me back $40 for the last months if I would turn the phone back on. I told him that I was glad we were on the same page. I explained that I could not have the phone turned back on until we joined the three-way call with customer service to transfer the balance over to his account. I went on to tell him that I needed him to pay me for the last 4 months I have been paying on the phone, plus the $110 I didn't receive from him for the joint phone bill. He cash-apped me the correct amount immediately. On the phone with customer service, we learned that the balance cannot be transferred over because my ex did not sign the appropriate paperwork in time, so I'm still the owner of my ex-husband's phone. So with the T-Mobile customer service guy as my witness on a line that I confirmed was being recorded, I told my ex-husband that he is only allowed to use my phone under the stipulation that he pays 3 months in advance. On Friday, since he's apparently low on cash now, plus $40 a month on the first of every month, until the phone is paid off. Pity, I know, but absolutely worth it. And now we have reached the end of today's stories. Thank you for watching and see you next time.